Brianna. Today's video is going to be a Q&A. I'm sorry if my energy is just a little bit down. If you are new here, click the red subscribe button, but for everyone who's coming back, you've probably seen my videos on here and my post on Instagram about my dad. My father has had MS since I was going into my senior year of high school, and he's been in assisted living since I started college, so about 12 years ago now. And it's just like had a very recent lapse where a lot has gone downhill pretty quickly, and I've just been struggling, and that's why I'm turning to you guys today, because I feel like this feels a bit normal. And I know you all have been so nice and supportive in comments and just giving me encouragement, sending prayers to my dad and strength to all of us during this rough time, and I'm so grateful for that. And it's been really sweet to just hear all of you say, it's okay if you're not posting at your normal time, we'll be here for you when you come back. And I really appreciate that, and I just really appreciate this outlet, because this is where I'm at my happiest. Like, I know it might not seem that way because I've been like crying in a hot mess and it just feels like everything's falling apart lately, but truly when I get to make my videos and feel creative and edit, that is my happy space. Besides probably being with my kids at Disney, that's probably my really happy space. But in the everyday scheme of things, I love getting to make videos, so that's why I'm here rolling with it. And I'd asked on Instagram on a post this week if you guys had any questions, and there were so many questions, so I'm really excited to dive into these, and I have them all on my phone here. All right, KN Mytran, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, said, praying for you and your family, thank you. What's on your list of improvements to your home? I love your daily vlogging. I definitely want to try to vlog more. I originally didn't like vlogging as much, but I do like it a lot more now, because I've realized, looking back on moments, that's my favorite thing, is to watch just the ordinary everyday vlogs, to be like, oh my gosh, that's what life was like at that time. But list of improvements to your home. So I did do a very fast, like rough filming of a summer house tour. So what's kind of in progress right now that needs to get finished? The patio furniture just got delivered last week, and I'm trying to figure out rug, pillows. I'm hoping I can get some like end of summer sales for that stuff. The movie room, we stayed up really late one night last week painting that after the kids went to sleep, and Adam, once he's feeling a little bit better, is going to build risers for the new movie room couches that we got, so that it will actually be like tiered movie theater seating. This behind me, just like a plain blanket right now. I need to figure out accent colors and what I kind of want to do with our master bedroom space, because we did get a king size mattress, so I'm gonna change things up a bit in here. And I'm playing around with possibly doing something different in our kitchen, whether it is retiling like the backsplash just to brighten it up a little bit. I am just worried if I go down that rabbit hole though, then I'm gonna want like new floors and a bunch of things. So we'll see. I might be looking on Pinterest, but that's what's on like the current like mid process. And I really need to organize the garage. That's like the big thing I want to do before the weather starts getting super cold. It might be a nice fall project because it will be a bit cooler, but I want to get our garage organized because it's just been a hot mess. Like, that's going to be a real mess video for you guys to watch. Kayla M. Lee asks, how often do you have a self day, a day to reboost and take care of yourself? Praying for you and your family. Thank you so much. Really, you guys are the best. I couldn't ask for better subscribers, truly. Probably not as often as I need one. And somebody said this, and I do. Like, this is something I really probably should do with everything that's been going on lately, is just go to talk to someone for myself and for my own mental health. I do think like those selfie days though, where, you know, go get a massage, get your nails done, and honestly for me, it's like not have anything on the agenda, because I'm such like a planned person that sometimes I just need the like, okay, just show up to the spa appointment at this time and then do what you feel like doing, whether that's go get a Starbucks, go eat a lunch, go read a book, go sit by the lake, like whatever it is, just to feel really at peace and calm. I probably need to do that more. And I feel like that's a very good segue into care.com, who is sponsoring this Q&A video. So let's talk care.com really quickly. I've used care.com for so many things in the past and definitely need to use it for things for our current situation. So I've used it to find babysitters, I've used it to find senior care, errand runners, housekeepers, and you know I love to clean my house, but we had a really busy spring with travel and just other life events that were going on, and since I was working my Monday through Friday job at that point, and YouTube and all of the travel, I hired someone just to come clean one time when I knew that that weekend just wasn't an option for me. And I think I'm gonna do that again. I think, you know, I don't know for how long, but just with me kind of running out every single day and also just being here with the kids when I am home with them, I try to get things done in small chunks, but it is just a lot harder when I'm wanting to make sure I'm keeping a good eye on them. It's harder to do some of like the deeper cleaning that I have to tackle. I try to maximize nap time, but I mean, all of you probably understand this, like when you are a parent and running your own business like this, there's just so much going on. So I feel like care.com really does help lessen the stress, take some things off of my to-do list when I need that housekeeper to come in, or when I need some help with the errands, or Adam and I don't even know, guys, the last time we truly had a date night. We went to a wedding at the end of June, but I think that was the last time that we had a night out without the kiddos. So I could probably figure out some time for us to carve out some time for him and just kind of help all of us just get in a place where we're feeling more like our normal selves and can just relax as much as possible, because I know like I just have not been sleeping good at all because I'm just so worried and anxious about everything, and I've just been crying so much. So yeah, and you can join care.com for free as a basic member, but I love the premium membership because then I'm able to reach out directly to the different caregivers that I'm looking for. And it's so easy to find someone. You just type in your zip code online and you can see everyone who's available in your area. And it's so convenient because you can literally find someone that day if you need it. So for 30% off of your care.com premium membership, visit www.care.com/Brianna K. And I'll have that linked down in the description box below for you as well. All right, next question is from Jamie Rose Martin. What is your dream vacation? Ooh, I've been really wanting to go to London. I really want to go back to Europe. I would love to go back to Sicily too. We went on a Mediterranean cruise right after we got engaged, and we didn't get to go to XOXO, which is where my family is from, because there was a mudslide, so gave me a reason to definitely go back again. I would also love to go to more like Pacific, like Polynesian type of islands. I also just learned from a DNA test I'm Melanesian, so I feel like I would really like to go there too. There's something cool like finding out what your ethnicity is and wanting to go. I also found out I did not know I was Scandinavian, so I feel like I would like to visit all of the Scandinavian countries as well. Maybe, I think you can do cruises around there too, so that could be something really cool to kind of be able to see a bunch of different places. So yeah, I feel like those are the things on my travel bucket list. Isma Salim asked, how did you get Landon and Presley on the same nap and nighttime routine? Love your vlogs and sending positive vibes to you and your father. Thank you so much. This is partially, I think, Gigi helping just keep things consistent for my kiddos, but then it's definitely just keeping things consistent when they're home with me, of sort of our routine or schedule of events when we are at home. They were completely thrown off this weekend though, when we were in the ER all day and then the hospital the next day. like we're not napping, and it was cuckoo chaos. But just kind of keeping that same routine of like, okay, when we wake up, we have breakfast, we either go outside and play, or if it's a rainy day here, when it's like cold in the winter, it's like playtime inside, or go down the basement and play, and then have snack and a nap. And then kind of like when Presley wakes up from that first nap, we would do lunch, and then Landon kind of knows at that point then a little bit more play, and then go down for his nap, and then Presley down for her nap at the same time. So it was kind of getting them on that schedule for the same afternoon nap after lunch and playtime, but then they go down for a nap. Asherman 330 asked, what is your favorite movie and song? I was just talking with this about my dad, because he was saying how his favorite's Dirty Dancing. So we downloaded it for him and watched it for him when we were sitting in the ER all day. It's funny, Landon keeps asking me, Mommy, can we do Dirty Dancing? And he like wants to dance like them. It's really, really cute. But mine is My Girl, and I feel like it then goes without saying my favorite song aligned with that would be My Girl, and that's actually the song that my dad and I danced to at my wedding. I feel like I watched that movie over and over and over again growing up. In fact, I might have like busted the tape on the VHS, and I know I'm making myself seem really old right now, but VHS tapes, I like literally think I rewound it and rewatched it so many times. I don't even know if the tape works anymore, but I got it on DVD when I was older, so I have the DVD downstairs in our movie room. So I can't wait for Landon Presley to be old enough to like watch some of those movies like that with me. M.O. Dixon 72 asked, do you think YouTube will ever be your full-time job? Prayers for your dad, XOXO. Thank you. Never say never. I think at this point, I'm definitely doing YouTube at a full-time level, and I have been for almost a year now. I really don't think I started posting like my consistent 3 times a week until maybe around the holidays last year. I feel like that's when I got more committed and regular about it. I was definitely doing once a week while I was pregnant with Presley, but I think like 3 videos consistently wasn't until the holidays. And honestly, that's where I saw my channel grow. And I know this wasn't in your question, but I think a lot of people ask me like, what's your advice on starting a channel? I started mine completely for fun. It was just for me to sort of have family moments captured, and just because I wanted to sort of look back on it as almost diary entries, but in video form, because that's what I like to do as a broadcast journalism major, is do videos. So I wanted it for just my personal purposes. And then just started playing around with some different like videos when I saw other people do them that I thought were cool. And so here and there was posting some stuff. But it was when I got pregnant with Presley that I was doing a weekly pregnancy update, because my mom did a diary for me when she was pregnant with me. So that's why I did that. And then I started doing the 3 times a week, and that's really when I saw my channel then grow. Because I think unless you're really committed to like, I'm going to post at least 3 times a week, if not more, it's really hard to see any kind of growth in your channel. I don't know all of the secrets of the YouTube algorithm, but I would just say like once I started doing 3 videos a week, I saw my channel at that point continue to grow every single month. So that would be my biggest thing, is if you're going to start a channel, make sure you're doing regular videos and you commit to that regular content. But will I do YouTube full time? Back to the question. ADHD on fleek. I never thought it would grow to what it is right now. So again, I feel like I'm doing it at a full-time level, but I feel like I will always want something else, whether that's doing my own like additional business venture out of this. There's a lot of ideas I have for things that I would like to do, some fun, some that I want to do that will actually like help make this world just a much better place, which is why I like doing these videos anyways. I hope in some way, shape, or form they brighten your day or teach you something new or allow you to relate to this phase of life that we're on this journey together. So yeah, I don't know. I guess that would be the answer to my question. So sorry that that's probably not a good answer. I guess we'll see. I never thought life was going to take me where it did. I think if you asked me 10 years ago, because I would have been in college, I would be like, I'm going to be a news anchor. Clearly not. So who knows? Destiny McMahon 1 asked, how do you get excited for a big week, music, tasks, like etc.? I definitely make a to-do list. I look at my calendar for the week and I sort of chunk out what my big rocks are, the things I have to do, and sort of sprinkle in then the other little task items around it. I'm also a big fan of flex time, so kind of chunking out some time where it's, yeah, whatever I feel like doing or whatever the kids feel like doing. And I feel like sometimes I did this a lot better when I was working, because again, I was like compartmentalizing things a lot better, whereas now it feels like there's just always random things crapping up. So I feel like my life is just like flex time and big rocks at this point. But music always really pumps me up. I have like a music playlist on Spotify that I always play, and yeah, I feel like music does always kind of energize me. Another thing I love to do is on Pinterest. And I think this is almost for hard times and times where I'm just like, you need to kick butt this week. I like looking at inspirational quotes or Bible verses, and that always really inspires me too. Baby Buka asked, I love seeing the vlogs with all of your family. Adam seems like such a great dad. How did you know he was the one? Also, I'm praying for you and your family every day. You will get through this. God has a plan. XOXO. Thanks. How did I know Adam was the one? I think because I prayed on it. I was going to my best friend's wedding and I was single, and I feel like I should get Adam to do like another video. I think we did a really long time ago, like a how we met. Again, it was totally more for like, I wanted it filmed for the kids to be able to watch someday, but I feel like maybe we can do a video on this. But yeah, so I was walking into the church for my best friend's rehearsal for her wedding, and I said a prayer of, hey, I'm single and my best friend's getting married, and you always compare. That's what we do as human beings, right? And it was like, oh, I'm just in my head, like, I'm ready to get married too. Like, I want to find my person, and I especially, like, I always wanted to be a mom and have a family, and you start thinking like, oh my gosh, I'm in my mid-20s, so like if I'm not even with someone, it's gonna take me like a couple years to date, and then like a couple years of between getting engaged, planning a wedding, and then like finally having kids. And I just remember being like, please, like I want to find my person. I want to be able to have a family, and I'm ready. Like, please just like lead me to my person. And when I opened the church door, Adam was there. He was the first person to come up and say hi to me. I'd already met him way back when I was a freshman in college, and so I knew who he was, and we just kind of ended up chit-chatting about life and sitting at their rehearsal dinner together and talking about a ton of stuff. And I remember my best friend's grandma, she said something to me, and I don't remember what it was, but she was at the table and I think just overhearing us talking, and she like kind of said like, oh, I think he might like be liking you, kind of a thing, something along those. I think my camera just turned off because God, this is gonna be a long video. But clearly he must have been giving off the vibes that he was into me too. And the next day at their wedding, we ended the night kissing in a coat closet. So I don't know, I think it just like all sort of came together, and because my best friend got married to his best friend, there was just a lot that we had in common, and we both were raised in the same place, and I think had very similar goals in what we just wanted in our life, and I think shared a similar faith too. So it just all kind of felt right. Like it felt like it just needed to be at the right time for us to meet each other again. And yeah. Annabelle Neal 13, with the girls you went to Vegas with, how did you actually find them on YouTube? So Liza and I knew Liza first because we collabed right after I had Presley. We did like day in the life videos together. And Tara, oh wait, that's wrong. So I knew Tara first because Tara and I were pregnant together. She was pregnant with Shay, her second little girl, at the same time I was pregnant with Presley. And our due dates were very, very similar. Except then Presley went overdue. So she ended up having Shay on the 17th of May, and I had Presley on the 20th of May, I think. She had her like 3 days before me. So I knew Tara first. And then Liza had reached out to me while I was still pregnant, and I'd said to Liza, can we wait to do a collab until after I had the baby, because I was just unsure at that point of when I would have the baby and when I would feel up for doing videos. And I really didn't do that many videos, and that's like a huge regret I have. I didn't do many videos after I had Presley. It would have been nice to have more videos of that time. And then I think from there, Tara and I, when we went to Disneyland together, we were just talking about YouTube stuff and, you know, other YouTubers that she liked to watch, and she mentioned Erin. So that was when I started watching some of Erin's videos. And then after that, I think Tiffany came up recommended on something. I think it was her cleaning videos got recommended to me. I don't know if I was watching Meg's. They came up somehow recommended. So I like stumbled upon her in the cleaning videos. And then it was Erin who introduced all of us to Krista, because Krista had like just ended up starting her channel around that point. So it all just kind of came together, and it was cool. It felt like as soon as we started the group chat, within a few days, I was like, I feel like I've known these girls my whole life. And we just all kind of clicked really, really well. And I think it's really important to have people who are in the same industry as you, who are doing the same thing and experiencing similar things, just to talk to about it, because all of my best friends that I have in Cleveland, and I mean, I have other best friends in other places around the country too, but who are not YouTubers, all of my best friends who are not YouTubers, they're very supportive of this. But even the other day, I was just sharing some things with them, and they were like, what? Really? So I think it just helps when you have friends in the same line of work as you that just understand it, because then you can relate and talk about those things with them. And I never want to like bore my friends, or I don't know. In other words, it's just nice to have people you can talk to who really relate to the type of work you're doing. And when you're doing a YouTube channel, it is just something very different. So it's so amazing to have all of those girls in my life. I don't know what I would do without them. SLH0508 asks, what is one must-have beauty item you can't go without using? I mean, I feel like I always really like my eyelash extensions, if those count, because then I feel like I just don't need as much makeup. Recently, there's this new hydrating serum that my friend Ramsey, who I worked with at TFA, suggested to me, and it is amazing. It works so good. I swear, it like helped plump up my skin, and I feel like my skin is just a mess right now because of everything going on. And I feel like that's turning into like one of my holy grails. Like, I'm not gonna be able to stop using this serum. It's really, really good. Yeah, I feel like those are my two. Gerald 0812 asks, praying for you and your family, thanks. My question is, who is Landon Presley more like, you or Adam? So I feel like Landon looks more like me, just especially his coloring of his eyes and his hair and even his face. I look at little kid pictures of me and I feel like I just see how similar we are, which is so strange, because I would think like, oh boy, oh, he's gonna look more like his dad. He looks like me. And I also think his personality is a bit more like me. Sorry, world. And then Presley, I think she looks much more like Adam, especially his mom and his sister. I think they share so many similarities because they all have brown eyes, and Adam has reddish brown hair, but his sister and his mom have brown hair, and even just her features and her face, like she has such like a delicate little face. But his mom always says to me like, oh, Presley's us from like here up, but she's you from like her mouth down, because she does, I will say, I think she has my lips, because she has like the Cupid's bow that I have, and she has the little like cleft in her chin too. So Adam has one too though, but I know I have that, so I can see why his mom thinks that. And her personality just reminds me so much more of Adam. I feel like I say that because it's funny, because there's things she does or there's faces she makes where I'm like, oh my God, I make that face all of the time, and I see her do it. But I think her overall personality and her presence, if that makes sense, like her aura, her vibe, reminds me of my husband. Like when I'm next to Presley, I'm like, oh, this is how I kind of feel when I'm around Adam. And she has a bit of that like sensitivity that he has. Now, I've gotten some subscribers who've shared with me some of the astrology background of this. My husband is a Cancer, and I know that's supposed to make him quite sensitive. Presley is on the cusp of being a Taurus to a Gemini, and I've been told that because of her birth time, she's truly a Gemini, but I feel like the Gemini play out and like that sensitivity of my husband. Like if she is upset about something or something happens that she doesn't like, she will go from happy as the clam, just like la la, to this cry. And I feel like the only way I can do it is if I like kind of show you guys. So I know this is gonna seem so weird, but she'll literally like and take like 10 seconds of gasping for breath of like and like meltdown, and then like 10 seconds after that meltdown she'll be like like okay again. So I feel like that's the true Gemini personality in her that comes out of like, she goes from 0 to 60, happy meltdown, back to happy. It's like full pendulum swinging mood. Lord help me when she is a teenager. But I feel like she is just a bit more like Adam personality wise. And I think it's because he just in general is more chill. Because like, even though she has that mood burst, she's more chill, whereas Landon is like super intense, very high energy all of the time. Again, I'm sorry, world. Dog Grooming by Jamie said, prayers, take as much time as you need. Oh, you said a bunch of nice things. Thank you so much. But your questions, is it hard to balance YouTube, work, and family? Do you ever worry or stress over nasty comments or safety of your family? I thought many times about doing it and chicken out. Nasty comments, my mentality is it's gonna come with the territory. Like the internet is full of people with a lot of opinions, and I don't expect everyone to agree with my opinion. Like how I do things in my house and how I feel about certain things are my opinions, and you're entitled to yours. And if you wanna share them in the comments, like make that your space. You know, I don't own my YouTube comment space. What I will say though is like what I just don't tolerate is anything that's sexually inappropriate, anything that is true harassment, bullying, threatening me and my family. Like that's just not gonna fly. You can share your opinions and you can share how you think about things, but like just the really hateful or sexually explicit grossness, like I don't need any of that on my channel. So yeah, that's kind of, I guess, my opinion on it. I think I just always, of course, like any mom or any parent or any person in this world, is you know, have to stay within your comfort zone and do what you feel like is within the boundaries to keep your family safe and all of those kind of things. So of course, like I'm not going to do anything careless, and I will always, of course, just pray as well. And we have, you know, certain security matters. I feel also really comforted always that my husband works in the security business. So as far as is it hard to balance it? Yeah, there are definitely days where it's like my plate is way too full, and everything that I have going on, especially lately, it can all feel like a lot. But again, YouTube has never felt like work to me. YouTube has always been my happy place, my creative outlet, something that I feel like I do work hard in. It's not that I'm like not working hard, but I enjoy what I get to do. So it doesn't make it really feel like work then. I think it's Sheila or Shyla, sorry if I'm saying that wrong. You're a gem. What has been the funnest occasion to decorate? Probably Presley's first birthday, even though it came together so last minute. I had so much fun decorating, and I think it was seeing how it all came out. I thought that that was really fun. And I've got some fun Halloween decorating ideas for this year that I'm gonna do a little bit differently. So I'm excited to do that too. Auntie Cecile 12312 said, if you were to have a third child, what are some names you have in mind for both genders? Your babies are gorgeous, love you. Thank you. So for boys, if Presley were a boy, I was really leaning towards Paxton. I really liked Pax as a nickname. And it ended up being really funny because when I made friends with Christiana, I'm like, oh my God, you have a son named Pax. Like, I just love that name so much. I think it's the cutest. If Landon were a girl, we were actually going to name him Lydia. And so I feel like those two names are always like in the back of my head of like, oh, if they had been the opposite gender, what we would have named them. If we do have a third baby though, I think I would wait this time, because since I have a boy and a girl, I think maybe this would be the one baby I don't find out the gender of. I don't know. I'm also like such a planner though that I feel like it would give me some peace of mind. So I go back and forth on that. Who knows if we're gonna have a third baby anytime soon though. I'm still trying to convince Adam. But I don't know, with everything, I think too, in just like different phases of life, like this has been in my head recently a lot with my dad. Like my kids call him Poppy. His name is Charles, so I've been thinking in my head like, oh, if we had a little girl, would we name her Poppy maybe? Or if we were to have a boy next, could he be Charlie or something like that? Or something playing off of just like what his name is. That's been on my mind too, so we will see. I'm still hopeful about the third baby. As with anything, I'm just gonna keep praying on it. Erica Ann 91, what are some of your favorite Bible verses that get you through hard times? I love this question. It's so appropriate for right now. I feel like I should just pull up what I have on my Pinterest board. This one, blessed are those who believe without seeing, John 20:29. And I like that one a lot because I named Landon because in the Nicholas Sparks book, A Walk to Remember, the character's name is Landon. At the end, I don't want to give any spoilers away, but it's talking about love and faith. And one of the quotes is, it's like the wind. You can't see it, but you can feel it. And I feel like that verse really like makes me like relate to that and the feeling of like faith in God. And yeah, I feel like this is a good one. When all else fails, God doesn't. Psalm 73:26. And this one, Jesus replied, you do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand. And that's John 13:7. This is one that my grandma always says. I feel like I will always think of her. It's, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. And my other grandma who passed away when I was a couple of months old, I inherited like a necklace from her that had the serenity prayer on it. So it's, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And I feel like that is just something I can rely on through any struggle, challenge, difficult day. Those words just always come to me. Okay, I'll try to do a couple more quickly. Lindsay's Life and Style. Who inspired your fashion style, if that makes sense? So my best friend's mom, honestly, when I was growing up, she always had the best fashion sense. I have no idea if she watches these videos, but Mrs. Brodini, I feel like I would go to my friend Bridget's house, and during sleepovers, you know, you like look in your mom's closet for like dress up kind of things, and she just was always so chic. Even to this day, she is so styled and always put together from head to toe. She just always looks so fashionable and stylish and put together. And I feel like I would see her and be like, I want to dress like her when I go into work someday and be a boss lady and wear these high heels and cute pencil skirts and cute sweaters and turtlenecks and blouses. And I just would always look at her and be like, oh, I want to be like her someday and be so put together. So Mrs. Bergini, you're the you're the woman helping drive me every time I'm like, what am I gonna get? What's my fashion or my style gonna be? And some of my favorite, I feel like that's what I love on Instagram, is I love following the fashion bloggers on Instagram. So Sarah Knuth is one that I really, really love. Champagne and Chanel, I love her. Dress Up Buttercup, I love her. Holly Woodward, I love her. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones. I feel like I'm forgetting some. Olivia Rink is just perfection. Her Instagram is like the dream of all Instagrams. Everything about how she's styled, but then also the photography behind her Instagram. It's amazing. Like her and her photographer are dream team. But yeah, that's all I can think of. My friend Allie, wonderfully Allie, said, stay strong, mama, you can do this. What has been the most challenging part about being a YouTuber and how do you balance it all? I think probably just the most challenging part of it is never feeling like I'm good enough at it, or I don't know, you put in a lot of work. And I say this because there are always times I can't answer all of the comments, where there are definitely times when you make a video that you know the behind the scenes effort that you put in was a ton, and the view count is just really, really low. And I guess that's kind of my mentality on it, of maybe why it doesn't necessarily bother me as much, because I just was doing it for fun anyways, so the view count doesn't really matter. But from the business side of it, the number of your subscribers, the number of views that you're getting, the comments that you're getting, the likes that you're getting, like all of those numbers, if you're really feeling like that is a measure of your worth, I could see how that would be really mind-boggling when it's like, I put in all this effort and it's one of my lowest watched videos, right? So I think that's where I just always feel like, well, if I'm doing my best every single day and I'm enjoying what I get to do and I'm doing it for fun, like just because I don't have as many subscribers as some other YouTubers, I don't know, trying not to let that get me down anyway or make me feel like I'm less valuable, because I don't know, even if I had 1 million subscribers, and it would be so cool to get there someday, I still like cannot even believe how close we are to 100,000 subscribers, honestly. Like when I started this and I even thought about ever even getting that close, I was just like, no way, that's never gonna happen, because that's not why I was doing it. Sorry, my camera cut out again. But if we hit the 100,000 subscriber milestone, I mean, I will obviously be over the moon happy, because I now have equated it to just like, wow, that's going to be such a culmination of all this hard work that you have been putting in. But I guess my point being in all of this, even if I were to hit 1 million subscribers someday, it would be amazing. But that doesn't mean I'm any like different as a person or that I'm better than anyone else. Like, no. So that's what I would say. Like if you are a smaller YouTuber, or even just thinking of starting your channel, or whatever business that you're in, like there's always going to be somebody who's better than you. There's always going to be somebody that you're going to be like, I'm not there, or I'm not as advanced, or I'm not as good, or I don't do this to the level that they can. And I think you have to stop yourself from always thinking that way. Like I think you can channel it to drive you to be a better person and think like, wow, she must be really awesome. What can I learn from her to get to that point? But like, just because somebody has 1 million subscribers doesn't mean they're better than you. So I don't know, I guess, I don't know where I'm really going with this, but I think that that can be a challenge that I feel like is natural. Like we're taught that in school. Like you look at your test scores and you're like, oh, am I smart enough, right? Like I feel like this happens from a very early age. We get ingrained in this, our name next to numbers, and we become very driven by that data, or by the score, or by the grade that we're given. And it is important to take pride in it. Like if you're doing well, take a lot of pride. If you're not, figure out ways that you can continue doing better. But I think that's probably what I would say as far as a challenge of YouTube goes, of just separating myself from that way of thinking of, I'm not good at that. Because if I thought that way, I would have never been able to start a channel. Like my first video would have been like, okay, done. You're not good enough. Look at everybody else who gets hundreds of thousands of views and who has millions of subscribers, right? So we all get started somewhere, and I think that's what I would just say as far as like challenge of YouTube. And I think just some other days where you're like, I do not feel like turning on the camera. That's where, like, I don't think I could ever do daily vlogging. I've said this before. I don't know how daily vloggers do it. Like, you guys are amazing for just turning on your camera every single day, and all the time that goes into the editing and posting and everything that goes along with it, because that is like 3 jobs, I swear, if you're daily vlogging, not just one. So, and yeah, sorry, I don't know if that makes a ton of sense, but okay. Well, I have chatted. This is really nice to just sit down again. This is such a fun distraction for me and so needed right now. So I appreciate it, and I just appreciate all of the love and support from you guys. Seriously, it means the world to me, and I was sharing a ton of things that you guys wrote with my dad, and he just thinks it's so cool. He doesn't really understand it, but he thinks it's really cool. So thank you guys so much. And again, I'm not quite sure when I'll get back to a regular posting schedule. I will keep you guys informed. Just have your bell notifications turned on so you know when videos do go up though. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.